This section will go into more detail on the monitors and then take a closer look at the stages of the Sterisil system to better understand how to troubleshoot and maintain the system. The white filter monitor is used to measure the remaining lifetime of stages 1, 2, and 3 and the UV light. It will also monitor how much dental water has been used to date. This monitor must be reset when a new set of cartridges is installed. The first blue monitor is used to monitor the hardness of the water in parts per million TDS of the water that is entering the system and the water that has been treated by the first 3 cartridges. The power button is in the top right-hand corner of the monitor panel. To switch between the source water reading and the RO water reading, move the white switch from left to right. This monitor can be used to troubleshoot the system. The ideal range of the source reading and the RO reading is a 90% reduction of the source TDS. This means that the TDS of the RO cartridge or stage 3 water should be 10% of the source water quality. For example, if the source water has 120 parts per million TDS, the stage 3 reading should be around 12 parts per million TDS. When readings are far outside of this range, there may be a problem with one of the first 3 cartridges. The next blue monitor is used to monitor the water hardness after the first stage 4, DI1, as well as the autoclave water quality, DI2. To switch between the DI1 reading and the DI2 water reading, move the white switch from left to right. This monitor can also be used to troubleshoot the system. The ideal ranges for this monitor are as follows. For DI1, this monitor should read below 10 parts per million TDS. When 10 parts per million TDS is exceeded, the autoclave water quality LED on the faceplate of the system will turn red and an audible alarm will sound periodically as a loud beeping. For DI2, typically this will read 0 parts per million TDS, but the ideal range for this reading is determined by the maximum allowable water hardness or quality of the autoclave or statum currently in use at the clinic. Following are some more frequently asked questions that will help you better understand the Sterisil system. How do I change the filters, and do I need to turn the main water line off? The main water valve does not need to be shut off. All cartridges are fitted with an automated shut-off valve. Simply unscrew the filters, remove and replace with the new filters. Does my incoming water pressure make a difference? A minimum incoming water pressure of 65 psi is required. When do I need to purchase a booster pump? A booster pump is needed when incoming water has less than 65 psi, or there is an elevation change between the Sterisil system and the dental operatory units. For example, when the system is installed in a basement and the chairs are located on the floor above. When do I need to purchase a pre-filter kit? A pre-filter kit is recommended when the source water has exuberant levels of particles caused by external environmental factors. For example, during nearby construction work, or in certain regions of the U.S. or international regions where the water is extremely hard. Each stage of filtration needs to be changed out at the appropriate time. Stages 1, 2, and 3, the UV light, and the batteries must be replaced annually. Check the installation date on the cartridge labels and replace them after 12 months of use. Simply unscrew the old cartridges and install the new ones. After replacement, write the installation date on the cartridges and enter the replacement date into your office's scheduling system. It is necessary to reset stage 1 of the white monitor each time new cartridges and the UV light are installed. When the DI1 monitor reads above 10 parts per million TDS, representing the condition of the first stage 4 cartridge, or the Sterisil system's autoclave water quality light on the faceplate of the system is solid red, replace the first of the 2 stage 4 cartridges. When the DI1 and DI2 monitors read above 10 parts per million TDS, replace both of the stage 4 cartridges. To maximize the life of your stage 4 cartridges, remove and dispose of the first stage 4 cartridge and rotate the second stage 4 cartridge into the first stage 4 cartridge position. Insert the new stage 4 cartridge into the second stage 4 position. After replacement, record the installation date onto the label of the new stage 4 cartridge. A new stage 4 cartridge will typically last 3 months to 1 year, depending on the volume of water used and the quality of the source water. The LED light and alarm should automatically reset when the new cartridges have been installed. The Sterisil system will actively monitor dental water usage. The dental water quality LED on the faceplate of the system will flash in 3 stages: first green, then yellow, then finally red when water is actively being used to indicate when the Stage 5 will need to be replaced. Look at the label of your current Stage 5 cartridge to ensure you are ordering the correct part number. In order to ensure that the Sterisil system is properly monitoring your water usage, it is necessary to reset Stage 5 of the white monitor each time a new Stage 5 cartridge is installed. It is suggested that you order a replacement cartridge when the system's dental water quality LED turns yellow, as your Stage 5 cartridge is beginning to exceed 90% of its US EPA registered capacity. This will allow time for your new Stage 5 to ship, so that it can be available to you immediately after your current Stage 5 is expired. It is necessary to reset Stage 1 of the white monitor each time you perform the annual replacement of the Stage 1, 2, and 3 filters, the UV light, and the batteries. As well, every time you change your Stage 5 cartridge, you must reset the white monitor to optimize use of your cartridge. Turn on the monitor by pressing the Power Stage button. Ensure the monitor is highlighting Stage 1. If it is not, press the Power Stage button to cycle through the stages until Stage 1 is selected. Once Stage 1 is highlighted, press the Set button for a second until you hear a beep. The word Set should appear near the upper right corner of the screen. Note that the Set mode will turn off if no buttons are pressed for 15 seconds, in which case the Set button will then have to be pressed again. Ensure the black line is above the month timer on the left side. This line can be switched from side to side by pressing the Power Stage button when the monitor is in set mode. Use the arrow buttons to set the value to 12 months. Hold down the Set button until you hear 2 beeps. This will save the 12-month setting and will turn off the set mode. Press the Power Stage button to set Stage 2. Deactivate the months and liters timers. If the screens are blank for stages 2 through 4, proceed to Stage 5. If there are numbers for months and liters, perform the following steps. Press the Set button to enter set mode. Make sure the black bar is over the month value by pressing Power Stage. Hold the Set and down arrow buttons at the same time until you hear a beep. This will deactivate the month timer, showing dashes in the months display. Hold down the Set button until you hear 2 beeps. This will save the deactivated month setting. If there is a liter value present in this stage, press the Set button to go back into set mode. Press Power Stage to get the black bar over the liters display. Hold the Set and down arrow buttons at the same time until you hear a beep. This will deactivate the liter timer, showing dashes in the liter display. Hold down the Set button until you hear 2 beeps. This will save the deactivated liter setting and get out of set mode. Press Power Stage to get to Stage 3. As with Stage 2, the months and liters timers need to be deactivated for Stages 3 and 4. If the screens are blank, proceed to Stage 5. If there are numbers under the months and liters sections, repeat the previous steps to deactivate them. Press Power Stage to get to Stage 5. This stage will use the liters counter. Press the Set button to enter set mode. Make sure the black bar is over the month value by pressing Power Stage. Hold the Set and down arrow buttons at the same time until you hear a beep. This will deactivate the month timer, showing dashes in the month's display. Hold down the Set button until you hear 2 beeps. This will save the deactivated month setting. Press the Set button to go back into set mode. Press Power Stage to get the black bar over the liters display. Use the up arrow key to adjust the liters to the value labeled on your Stage 5 cartridge, either 1,000, 3,000, 7,000, or 10,000 liters. The arrows can be held down to speed up the process. Hold Set until you hear 2 beeps. This will save the liter setting and will exit set mode. The display will show 0L. This is normal. The liter clock starts from 0 and will count upwards to the value set, 3,000 liters in this example. You are now done. Hold the Power Stage button to turn off the monitor and save battery life. Finally, Let's take a more detailed look at the sections of the Sterisil system. The source water enters the system and passes the source water probe to determine the water hardness in parts per million total dissolved solids. From there, it flows through the Stage 1 filter to remove particulate larger than 5 microns. The Stage 2 filter removes chlorine. The water then flows through the ASV or automatic shutoff valve, which manages flow through the system. When a cartridge is removed, the ASV closes and flow through the system stops. Stage 3 is a reverse osmosis filter. Water moves through a semi-permeable membrane and contaminants from the water are drained via the brine drain at the bottom of the Stage 3 cartridge. Ideal readings for the RO monitor should be around 10% of the source water reading. From there, the water passes the reverse osmosis probe to determine the water hardness after Stage 3. Then the water flows into a T connection, with one side going to the drinking water output and the other side continuing through the automatic shutoff valve for the tank and into the first Stage 4 deionization filter. From there, the water flows through the DI1 probe to read water hardness and then through the TDS alarm probe. Water then flows through the second Stage 4 deionization filter and into the DI2 probe. At this point, the TDS should be 0 parts per million. Then, the water flows into a second T connection, with one side going to the reserve tank with the autoclave water out, and the other side continuing through the ultraviolet lamp to irradiate viruses, bacteria, algae, and yeast. Finally, the water passes through the Stage 5 microbiological cartridge to treat the water with Sterisil's patented residual disinfectant, and then to the dental water output and reserve tank. This concludes Phase 2 of Sterisil's training. You will receive instructions on taking the certification test. Thank you for your time.